Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com here, back today with another daily crypto update. As per usual, I'm going to be going over Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Neo, Vertcoin, Monero, Omisego, and Lisk, all in that order. And I just wanted to say sorry because yesterday I actually forgot to go over Vertcoin. That won't happen again. I will be doing and covering Vertcoin in my daily crypto updates every day. And we're going to go and do a technical analysis on all of those cryptocurrencies in just a second. As per usual, though, I'm first going to give you guys a bit of a market update, what's been going on with the altcoins and the general market. And before I do that, I just wanted to give a little shout out to my cryptocurrency price predictions playlist that I created. I'll be leaving a link to this in the comments below and in the description. So if you want to see, sort of my thoughts on certain cryptocurrencies, you can go check out that playlist. Now, what's been going on with, the general market here in the altcoins in the past couple hours? Well, some pretty unexpected price action, to be quite honest. And, right off the bat, the altcoins are actually pretty mixed right now. So some green, some red. Vertcoin actually doing pretty well. And so that's fine, a little bit of indecision though. Now, what's interesting is Bitcoin was having a pretty hard time here in the last day. And Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple are actually acting pretty flat, right? Which I wasn't really expecting. So that's definitely an interesting thing to notice. And, we'll see how that'll affect the market and stuff in the technical analysis. But otherwise, if you haven't purchased cryptocurrencies yet, go check out Coinbase. I have a link in the description. I use them myself. They're not a sponsor, and you can get $10 free with a Bitcoin when you sign up. Now, getting right into Bitcoin, what's been going on exactly? Well, as you can see, we bounced off the middle band, right, which was good. And we are now more or less holding the low that we made here, which was, 5,701. So we're still holding that, right? The question now is going to be, we made a bit of we have a very, I forgot what the name of this pattern is for candlesticks, right? But it's sort of a, these basically have the same top and the same bottom, right? I mean, it's a lot of consolidation and indecision right here. Now, what's a bit worrisome is the MACD is moving downwards. Same thing on the histogram. It's going to test the RSI uptrend line most likely. And, I think now some people are expecting Bitcoin to fall, right? And I can definitely see that happening. Like I said, for now, it is holding, the levels that it needs, right? It is consolidating and holding above, this high over here, more or less. So that's good. But like I said, we want to see it make a higher high, right? That's going to be the real important thing in the next couple days, right? If it fails to do that, it's either going to stay in consolidation or move downwards, right? And it does have more room to the downside based on the Bollinger Bands. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some weakness come into Bitcoin. Like I said, there are some upcoming forks in Bitcoin and stuff. So there is going to be some uncertainty there. And, Warren Buffett came out today and called Bitcoin a bubble. So that might be affecting this as well a little bit. But basically, there's some uncertainty around Bitcoin, and that can sort of explain the weakness today and possibly, in the upcoming weeks. So moving over to Ethereum now, which, like I said, has actually been pretty flat, which has, okay, so here we actually have an interesting formation as well where, let me actually zoom in a bit for you. We have basically 3 days in a row of doji candlesticks. And, on the indicators, we're still in the symmetrical triangle. It's fine on that side. Histogram looking pretty decent, it looks like it's moving up a bit. And the MACD is still downwards. It looked like it was going to hook back. Now it's moving downwards again. So we'll see if it can really flatten out and turn over. Still a bit early to tell on that side. Now, what's interesting is we actually broke, today we broke out of our very short-term uptrend, right? Which is definitely a bearish sign. Now, what's funny is it actually held it and, it's still holding its low of day and stuff. So it's not collapsing. We'll see if that will happen though. But for now, we broke out of the short-term uptrend, which isn't the best thing to see. And, three doji candlesticks in a row. This is also, a lot of uncertainty. And what does this exactly mean? It's hard to say. You can't really know which direction it'll want to move in. You really have to see and wait until it breaks on either side. So high is going to be $298, basically $300, and low is $291. So if it moves above 300, or that'll be bullish, and if it moves below 290, that'll obviously be bearish, and will kind of set the trend for the the near future. Is sort of what I'm expecting to see here. But with this type of price action, there's really not much to say, right? You really just have to wait and see on which side it's going to make a more clear decision. Otherwise, we're going to now have some resistance on this uptrend line over here, and as well on the middle band, okay? So that's obviously not the best thing for Ethereum right now, but like I said, it is holding, so we'll just have to wait and see. Moving over to Litecoin now. Also, very flat price action for Litecoin. Now, not looking great, to be honest, for Litecoin. I do actually hold some, so I'll just see how it pans out. I'm not really panicking, I think it's important in the cryptocurrency market to sort of, stand your ground most of the time. And we're still kind of testing and teasing this uptrend line right over here, right? And we're going to see if we can really, break below that. And right now it is looking likely. There is obviously more weakness than strength. And we did break out of our little short-term uptrend like Ethereum. We broke out of that now, so that's another bearish sign. MACD moving downwards, histogram moving downwards as well, more or less. And we're out of our symmetrical triangle on the RSI, and we actually failed our bounce back into it, right? We actually failed that. So not looking great, and it's really, surprisingly, it's still holding on to, the edge of this uptrend line. But it is looking, at least for now, like it's only a matter of time before it really loses it, and will probably possibly move down until below $53. We could move into this very small triangle right over here for a little bit more of a decision, but now we really are coming to an end of this symmetrical triangle formation, and it is looking like there's more weakness than strength, to be quite honest. That's really, it's pretty simple. It's as simple as that, really. Now, moving over to, let's see, NEO, I believe. Sorry, Ripple. Sorry about that. I'm trying to keep the same order here. So, Ripple. Same thing, a lot of indecision. Now, what's interesting with Ripple is the MACD is actually looking pretty good here. This is a move that I like a lot, and that I use in my own trading, is when there's a very overextended MACD move like here and it starts hooking back up, right? The histogram is pulling back up as well, so that's definitely a very nice signal for myself personally. Now the RSI isn't looking great. As far as the price action and the doji candlesticks go, there's indecision as well. Like you can see, we've basically made the same triple top 3 days in a row, and more or less a triple bottom 3 days in a row as well. And they're pretty much the exact same candlesticks, right? So that's just, you can't get more uncertainty than that on a price action level. And as per usual, now it'll really just depend on which side will it break, okay? Couple things to notice on the Bollinger Band, though, that might give us some indication. It is a bit conflicting, but first of all, the middle band is moving downwards, right? So that's usually a pretty bad sign. Now, another sign that I do like, though, is the fact that there's a lot of room till the upper band, right? And what we often see when there's some room like that is it actually moving upwards and reaching those higher levels, right? But we are still in a symmetrical triangle formation. We did break out of our downtrend, though, our shorter term downtrend, which is good. We even maybe have a slight little uptrend going. So we will need to wait and see which side it'll move in a more concrete direction. Right? Will it break the highs or the lows? Right now, though, it's actually looking better than some of the previous coins that I went over now. And, it still didn't really test all that much the uptrend line, so it should have some strength there. But the middle band will be acting as resistance in the near future, right? So that's something to be aware of. So yeah, that pretty much completes my Ripple analysis. A lot of uncertainty here in the market. Like I said, there's forks coming up and stuff. So it looks like people are having trouble really making a decision on where the market is going to move. Moving over to NEO here. This is actually one that's been having, more strength than expected, to be honest. Now we're in a very tight, range-bound scenario here, as you can see. The Bollinger Bands are extremely, contracted, and we're in a symmetrical triangle formation, like I've been saying. The MACD is looking really good here. It's looking like it's going to cross over. Same thing with the histogram. RSI looks like, it could possibly move back up and get a breakout. And same thing on the price action level, right? However, like I've been saying, we've been having trouble really breaking above this downtrend line, which is what we need to see for, a bullish move upwards. And it will be very bullish, right? I think we can move back to, test or even break above 40 relatively quickly as soon as we're able to break out of this downtrend line, okay? Now, on the positive side, we actually have a nice green candlestick today that's actually holding pretty well. And, if you look, we haven't really had that. We had that, a couple days back, but it failed. So it's been a while since we had a candlestick that was actually really pushing into the downtrend line. So pay attention to this, and we'll just have to see if it can really break through it. And, you can see its high of day, $30.46. So if it can, move back towards that and hold above that, that'll be really pretty much bullish confirmation right there. So that's, it's looking pretty likely that we do see a bullish move for NIO, as there's simply just more strength than weakness right now in NIO. Simple as that. Moving over to Vertcoin, this is the one that I forgot to do yesterday. It's having a pretty good day, it seems like I said. So okay, this is actually a interesting move, pretty much moving as expected. Now, MACD, is just taking off, moving upwards. Now, what's interesting is the histogram actually broke above the top that it was at, just a couple days ago. So there's some more really true bullish strength coming back in now. RSI looking fine, got a bit of a bounce near the 70 line, which is bullish. And, if you haven't watched my previous videos, these lines that I've drawn all over here, right, the pink ones and the red lines, are the resistance levels over here, and the support levels on the red lines. And these are, linked to, the previous highs and lows over here, right, that we made a long time ago, back in 2014. So those are the levels to pay attention to. And if we look now with the added bullishness and strength here that's come in to Vertcoin in the past day here, we can see that, let's see, it's at 4 cents, and I'm going to see the high of this candlestick right over here. So we're actually, above the high of the candlestick over here, which is very bullish. So if we can hold above this and really get a closing candlestick above this, that'll be a very bullish sign. Now, it obviously has put in a bit of resistance now on the high of this candlestick, which is $4.52. So as soon as we break above that, it'll test this, it'll most likely test this resistance level right over here, right, which is about $4.87. This is the high that was put in here, right? And, of course, there's the risk that we could see a double top or something like that, which would obviously be bearish. But most likely, with the strength that Vertcoin has right now, I think it can pretty easily just, break through that. Moving over now to Monero. Let's see what's been going on there. Like I said, this is one that has been actually range bound for quite a while, and that might see a pretty strong move if it can get a breakout. So as you can see, this is the range bound price action that I've been talking about right here. Now, the MACD is flattening out, right? I'd really like to see it kind of take off, but obviously since it's range bound, it's normal that it's in this very flat move right here. And same thing with the histogram, really. Same thing with the RSI. Now, as far as the candlesticks go, which is really the only thing that we can base ourselves on as of right now, we're having trouble breaking above this middle band, right? Which is something that we do want to see happen. We want to see it break above and hold past that. It had done it back here but failed. And so that's going to be, the highs that we're really going to be looking for a confirmation of, the big breakout that is sort of expected, at least for me right now, which is $103 more or less. And, as far as the lows go, it's going to be this $81 level to pay attention to. So, basically if we break under $80, that'll definitely be bearish and will send us way lower, right down into maybe the 60s or even the $50 range, which is obviously, that won't be good. But right now it's still holding fine, right? It's really fully in its range. Like I said, it's just that it is having trouble breaking above this middle band, which is what we want to see for at least the beginning of some hope for the big breakout, right? And now I can't really say much more than that as of right now, because it's just simply too flat of a price action to really be able to tell what's going to happen, at least in the very short term, right? I have to get some kind of more clear direction and decision in the price action to be able to give you guys that information. Now, OmiseGO, let's see what's been going on with that. So OmiseGO looks like it's slightly down today. Now, what's good is it actually made let's see if it made a lower low. So I don't think it made a lower low, but it has made a higher high, okay? Sorry, yeah, a lower low. Sorry, I mixed myself up. It has made a higher high, which is good, and it's actually holding really nicely this uptrend line over here, right? And you can see by the long wicks on the bottom of the candlesticks that people are really buying it up when it hits this uptrend line, which is a good sign, right? This means that, as soon as it's hitting it, people are really sending the price right back up pretty quickly, and this means that buyers are really supporting this level over here, which is obviously bullish now. What we have over here is a really good sign, because the MACD actually, after a long downtrend, is now flipping back over. Same thing with the histogram. As we can see, we're uptrending on that, and we turn positive. MACD, the RSI, what's interesting here is it looks like we do have now maybe the beginning of a little uptrend, which is nice to see. So we'll see if this little move here, this little rounded bottom will really be the confirmation of maybe a little bit of an uptrend that might start happening. And let me just draw the downtrend line on the RSI just to make sure that we have as much information as possible. Oh, that messed up. Let's see. So just put the tops in here. And, basically what we have going on right now is a little bit of a triangle formation. It's acting as expected. It's just, will it be able to, break up on the upside of this? And right now it's looking like it definitely could, right? Now, it's obviously facing resistance on the middle band, which is what we want to see it break above. Currently sitting at $7.86, the middle band, that is. And so that's what I want to see it break above. And, we're going to have to, like I said yesterday, we sort of put in now more or less a lower low if we compare it to this candlestick and these ones over here. What we're going to want to see now, though, is a higher high, right? And to see that, we're going to have to break the high that's over here, which is at $9.15. And that'll be sort of the beginning normally of a confirmed uptrend, okay? So now moving over to the final cryptocurrency in this daily crypto update, which is going to be Lisk. Let's see what's been going on with that one. Pretty popular cryptocurrency out there. And by the way, I won't be adding more cryptocurrencies to the list, at least for now. I think I got all the main ones covered, and that's what I want to stick with for the time being. So as we can see, the MACD also, like Monero, where we have the long downtrend and it's moving back up, same thing on the histogram. Now what's interesting with the RSI is I believe we may actually have broken out of the downtrend. So let me just draw that. And yeah, it's looking like we actually broke out of the downtrend on the RSI, which is definitely a bullish sign. Now, the problem with Lisk right now is it is looking like it's facing a lot of resistance on the downtrend line, right? Which is of course normal, but what's not the best sign is, we had this doji sort of uncertainty candlestick, which could have meant, that we would move back up, but it actually failed that and is now having a pretty bad red day, which is down 4%. Now really moving, distancing itself from this uptrend line, which isn't really what we want to see. As far as the lows go, it actually held the low of yesterday. It's actually put in a lower low, but now it's looking like there's some weakness coming in. So we'll see if it can hold this $4.70 level. If it fails that, it'll most likely just come back and sort of bounce on this uptrend line, right? But we are in a symmetrical triangle formation, so we'll have to see on which side it's really going to decide to take, a more clear direction. With that being said, everyone, this concludes my daily crypto update. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Otherwise, I thank you for watching and have a nice day.